Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Health Talk again. Hi, I'm Andrew. I'm the Psychosocial Services Manager and as well as a counselor at 365 Cancer Prevention Society. Today, our Health Talk is a little bit special. We're going to demo two recipes for you guys. Yeah, so before I go on, what are today's recipe and what we have for you today, please allow me to introduce 365 Cancer Prevention Society services. But before I go on, please remember to like and share the video so that more people can benefit from today's recipe. And hopefully, more people are able to do the recipe for healthy eating. So moving on, let me share with you what does 365 Cancer Prevention Society have and what are services we have. So in short, we have 6 services. So firstly, we have care and support team, where the care leaders do visitations and care through phone calls. So they also render financial assistance for needy patients as well. So next, we have emotional counseling. So whereby I'm one of the counselors, we render counseling for patients who need emotional support and help learn from coping strategies. Next, we have nutritional support as well, where we have dietitians to help them with nutritional support. Yep. So next, we have social service centers, whereby they organize group activities and exercises for the cancer fighters as well. So what are the locations for the 3 centers? It is very easy to remember the locations. It's in A, B, or C. A in Ang Mo Kio, which is currently where I'm now today. B is in Bukit Panjang. C is in Clementi. Clementi is our latest center, which is upcoming in this year. Yeah, so without further ado, we are very honored today to have invite our in-house dietitian, Miss Stephanie. May we invite Stephanie?
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hello.
Okay, maybe before we go on today's main talk, right? Maybe you can share with us what exactly does nutritional support and dietitian services do?
Okay, so actually, I'm the dietitian, and my main role in the 365 Cancer Prevention Society is to provide medical nutrition therapy. So we offer nutrition support services for all our cancer fighters before treatment, during treatment, and also after treatment.
I see. So cancer fighters in our society usually they refers to cancer patients that undergone treatment, be it surgical, chemo, or radio. How about if I have cancer with remission? That means I kind of recovered and is in remission now. I want to know how to eat healthily and with a healthy health style. Can I come to you then?
Definitely, we welcome patients even if you have already completed your treatment. Because they are considered as cancer survivors. But let's just say that if you have any nutritional issues or concerns, or if you have any other comorbidities, or simply because you just want to have a consult a dietitian just to optimize on your diet according to the scientific guidelines to minimize your risk for recurrence, we also offer such services even for cancer survivors as well.
Okay, that's great. So meaning the cancer survivors can actually come to you for consultation as well. Okay. How about I'm newly diagnosed newly diagnosed cancer patient, and I haven't really come into treatment yet. So I haven't decided. Doctors haven't decided whether to go for chemo or radio. I just got diagnosed, and I would like to know how can I prepare before the treatment? How do I eat healthily? So a lot of cancer fighters out there, right? They want to gain some weight and live healthily before the treatment starts. So can I come to you as well?
Definitely. So this is one of the services that we are offering as well. So if you feel like you have scheduled an upcoming surgery or chemotherapy or radiotherapy, and a lot of times you may feel you're not sure how is it like, what is it that I cannot eat, what is it that I should focus more. I think this is a good time to also seek dietary consultation. So at least if like your preamp is your preamp. So before the treatment even start, you already know. We guide you on how is it that you're going to prepare, what nutrients is it that we are focusing on, and maybe we can also brief you through in terms of grocery shopping, what kind of food you can stock up more at your home or at your fridge. So I understand that during treatment, you may be very tired and you want some food that is just very easy to prepare and it's also very nutritious. So it's a good time to seek dietary consultation even before the treatment starts. So you know what's ahead of you and we can prepare ahead.
That's cool because I think a lot of times when the treatment starts, right, I'll be too tired, to go and maybe like go and know what are the simple and nutritious food for me to do, to work, to prepare. And I think it's very good that before the treatment starts, I come to you to consult and then I know what is to prepare. I have enough resources and information on how to prepare nutritious diet. So another question for you, Stephanie. How about if I'm not the cancer fighter or cancer warrior, but I'm actually the caregiver? My family has members has cancer. Can I come to you then?
Yeah, actually, we do see some of the caregivers and family as well because for some of our cancer fighters, their situation may be more unique. Maybe their activities of daily living, they are dependent on their family, or maybe they don't prepare their own meals, or maybe they are bedridden, or they are on wheelchair bound. So they have this obstacle to prepare for their own food. So we do see their family, their caregiver, or even their helper at home. So we just guide them through like what are the food to focus on, like in what portion. So not just for the cancer fighter himself or herself, we also can offer these services to the caregiver and family as well.
I see. Okay, so that's great. So be it cancer fighters or warriors or even caregivers, we can come to you for a nutritional consult. So how can I reach you, Stephanie?
So actually, our dietitian consultation services is actually free. If you are a cancer fighter and if you are a member of a 365 Cancer Prevention Society. And so if you are a member of a 365 CPS, if you feel that there is this need, you just inform your care leader, just let them know, and then we can arrange for a one-to-one individualized dietary consultation.
That's cool. Okay. So thank you, Stephanie. So without further ado, so you're going to introduce us. What's the first recipe for us you have for us today?
Okay. So actually for today, we'll be doing a recipe demo called Smoothie Bowl. So maybe you have seen this smoothie bowl somewhere on social media or internet. It's something that's very attractive looking. It's quite trendy.
Okay.
It's quite trendy. So today we're just going to walk you through like what are some of the key food groups and components that we want to incorporate in this healthy version of a smoothie bowl.
I see. So even people like me don't really cook, so I am able to whip up this dish as well.
Can because zero cooking skills. You
Okay.
just put it and blend and decorate it.
Okay, that's cool. So where can I find the ingredients for today's recipe then?
So actually, this the first recipe that I'll be demonstrating is called the blueberry kimchi bowl. So this blueberry kimchi bowl is actually one of the recipe from our newly published recipe book. It's called the Healthy La recipe book.
Ah, I can see now is in the website, right?
Yeah.
There are 6 recipe here.
Correct. So if you're interested for all these healthy recipes, you can just go to our website, organizational website, 365cps.org.sg. Under the resources tab, you can actually click on recipe ebooks. There you can see all of our published recipe ebooks. Okay, so there are 5 previous ones. And the latest addition will be the Healthy La recipe book, which is the fresh from the oven, just recently published.
Okay, maybe you would like to share with us the freshest recipe book. What is actually inside this e-recipe?
Okay, so this Healthy La recipe book is more of a local multicultural recipe book. So in this book, we have 12 healthy recipes. We have 3 from the Chinese cuisine, another 3 from the Malay cuisine, okay, Malay style, and another 3 the Indian cuisine, and another 3 which is the Western cuisine. So you have 12 recipes there. So actually this blueberry kimchi bowl is actually one of the recipes in there. Yeah, so do check out our recipe book. It is free from download. Just click to our website, resources, recipe books.
I actually can see some of the recipe books. They look pretty interesting and colorful. So perhaps I will also download and go and try to DIY myself and whip up some of the dishes. for my family members as well. Okay, so without further ado, let me pass the time to you, Miss Stephanie. And
okay, thank you so much, Andrew. Okay, so the first recipe we're going to demonstrate is the blueberry kimchi bowl, right? So can we just give me a minute, wear my glove first. Okay, so the ingredients, right. So the first ingredient here is one, if you can, all right, the list of ingredients, the first one is a one large banana, peeled and frozen. So I've already frozen this overnight, right? So I'm just gonna put it in. Okay, next we have the frozen blueberry, 2 cups of frozen blueberry. Now actually this blueberry, you can either straight away buy, you can either buy fresh blueberries and freeze it overnight. Otherwise, you can also straight away opt for frozen blueberries. Now the nutrient content is comparable, so it's up to your personal preference. This one I've bought already straight away frozen blueberries. So I'm just gonna put it in. Okay. Two cups of frozen blueberry. Okay, then on, I'm gonna put in 1 cup of low-fat yogurt or Greek yogurt. So this is a plain low-fat Greek yogurt, 1 cup. I'm just gonna pour it in. Okay. All right, and then, okay, 1/4 cup of oats. So if you're wondering, this oats, should I be using rolled oats or quick cook oats? For this recipe, it really doesn't matter because I'm going to be blending it anyway. So any oat as long as it's plain, not 3-in-1. Yeah. And then 2 tablespoons of nut butter. So I'll be using 100% nut butter. So 100% meaning to say there is no added sugar or salt or no other oil. So this is a very healthy. You can either choose peanut butter or almond butter. Either one is fine, but as long as it's a pure 100% nut butter. So I'm just gonna put in 2 tablespoons. A bit sticky, but okay. 2 tablespoons of nut butter. Okay. And then okay, 1 tablespoon of chia seed. 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. Okay, 1 tablespoon chia seed. And another 1 tablespoon of flaxseed. So this is really high in omega-3, good for cholesterol lowering. Okay. And just half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder for the flavoring. All right, I think I've already put in all the ingredients that's needed. we have done blending the smoothie. Okay. Okay. Okay, my assistant missing. Can you? So I'm just gonna pour this out. Smoothie bowl. You can see this. You can see the texture is very nice. The color is beautiful, and this blueberry, so it's very rich in antioxidants. Okay, I'm just gonna pour it all out. I don't want to waste, so I'm just gonna scrap a bit. Oops, just gonna wipe out the sides. Okay, then we then proceed on to the decoration of the smoothie bowl, the topping. So if you're wondering what you can top on the smoothie bowl, there's actually a variety of choices. You can go for sliced fresh fruits or any nuts or seeds that you like, oat flakes, granola, or even shredded dark chocolate, or mint leaf, or goji berry, or even toasted coconut flakes. Yeah. So I'm just gonna decorate it. So actually, this portion is actually enough for 2 person. If you feel like you just want to prepare for 1 person, you can just divide the recipe into half and then just put in a smaller bowl. But what I'm demonstrating today is for 2 person. Okay. Right. So we proceed to the decoration. I'm just gonna put blueberry. So it's really flexible how you want to decorate it. Usually for smoothie bowls, you can do parallel lines or even circular or just any design that you like. So I'm just gonna drop the blueberry. Okay. Then I'll probably put some sliced kiwi. Sliced banana. Then you can go on and put this almond, walnut, Some of the other toppings, you can just roughly sprinkle some rolled oats. These are some of my leftover flaxseed just now, so I'm just gonna dash on a little. Okay, lastly, I'm just gonna top with some goji berry. The cream aside. Okay, so our first smoothie bowl, you can see that it's done. So do leave a comment if you have any opinion, any ideas. So actually the topping, the design is really up to your own creativity. There's no right and wrong, but I've just shared with you some of the possible toppings and you can try it out yourself at home. So this is our first blueberry kimchi bowl. The recipe can also be found, like I've mentioned just now, from our latest Healthy Life recipe book, can be found on our website. Okay. All right. So yeah, thank you so much, Miss Vicky. Thank you. Okay. I need a plate. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, are you guys ready for our next recipe? Okay, so our second recipe is the matcha smoothie bowl. Okay, so this is not from our recipe book, but we have previously posted this on our 365 CPS Facebook page and also our Instagram page. So actually from time to time we do try out some healthy recipes and we do share this healthy recipe. We post it on our social media pages. So do check them out because we have shared quite some interesting and attractive recipes in the past. And this is one of them that we are going to demonstrate for today. So if your notice on as shown on the screen is this is for one pack, but just for today's demo, I'm just going to be showing a larger portion. It's for about 2%. So it is going to be double of the amount that's listed here. So the first ingredient is the frozen banana. Okay, so again, it's the same. It's frozen overnight. So this will give it a very creamy smoothie base. Next will be the frozen mango. Okay. And 1 cup of spinach or kale. So the recipe says 1 cup, but because I'm demonstrating this is for 2 person, so I'm just going to put 2 cups. But actually, we are not very restrictive about this. You can just go on and put more vegetables. So I think that this is a good strategy for some of us who don't like chewing a lot of green vegetables. So this is one easy way to increase your vegetable intake. And you can just blend it in and just drink it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put more. So this one you can use spinach or kale or any other suitable leafy green that you like. Okay. Just gonna compress a bit. Then, okay, just gonna put 3 teaspoons. It says 3 teaspoons here, but I'm doubling up for this demonstration, I'm doubling it up. So thank you so much. I'm just gonna put 6 teaspoons of matcha powder. A bit hard to. I'm 4 teaspoons, so 2 more. So the recipe says 6 teaspoons, but of course, if you're a matcha lover, you can go ahead and add a little bit more if you like a more thicker taste of matcha. Okay. And lastly, I'm gonna add plain Greek yogurt. Okay. So, yep. I think we can start blending. So sorry about the noise. Okay. If you like it to be a thicker green, you can always add a little bit more matcha powder if you would like. But I think this looks okay. So just gonna pour this out. You can see the nice green color. So just gonna Okay. Just gonna slightly flatten it. And then we can proceed with the toppings. So for this, I think I'm gonna use a bit of red color dragon fruit, some mangoes. Hmm. Some cute mango. There's a lot of some of the items just now that almond, the walnut, chia seed, and flax seed, which you can. I'm just gonna probably use whatever that I have here. So at home you can also do the same according to whatever you have available and according to your creativity. For this, maybe I'll sprinkle some chia seed. Probably some raw oats in the middle. Anything else? Or we just maybe just one blueberry in the middle. Okay. I think I'm quite satisfied with this second smoothie bowl, the matcha smoothie bowl, if you can see. Okay, so we have 2 of this. So I think I finished sharing the 2 recipes, and it is shown here. So if you do have any comments, you can probably drop a comment at our Facebook Live or any questions. Andrew.
Hey, hi Stephanie. Hi to those participants who have just joined us in the Facebook today. So let us put our hands virtually again for Miss Steph for today's 2 recipe. Actually, yeah, I'm so sorry the video can't zoom in, but from my view is really very colorful and looks very tasty. Yep. So there's actually a couple of questions from the Facebook. So maybe I can ask you some of the questions that the participants who are asking us. Yeah. So first question is posed by Zini. So Zini George. So are the ingredients worldwide available? So I presumably you are from overseas. So thank you for joining us today to watch this healthy recipe. So are the ingredients available worldwide?
So actually, I think the ingredients that we've been using, the fruits, the nuts and seeds is pretty much quite typical. Quite typical, I would say. Yeah, the fruits, nuts, seeds, yogurt should be quite typical. But let's just say that if you're let's this is all from a typical Singaporean grocery supermarket. But let's just say that if you're not from here, you're from somewhere else. Don't worry too much about the choice of ingredients, but because basically what we're sharing with you is that it's like 1 part of fruit, 1 part of vegetable, 1 part of the protein from the yogurt, and some additional toppings on the nuts and seeds. So if you don't find this ingredient in your local setting, you can always substitute this fruit with another type of fruit, or this vegetable with another type of leafy green. The nuts and seeds also likewise, you can substitute with another variety as long as it's nuts or seeds. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. So from the look of it, actually, most of the fruits are more topical or tropical countries. So meaning that if I don't have the ingredients for the base, can I change the base? Like let's say I don't have kiwi, can I change the base of the matcha?
Yeah, sure, yeah, sure. So actually, this is just an example recipe. But let's say you don't want this fruit base, you want to go for another fruit base. Yes, you can go for any other type of fruit base or any combination that you like. So not necessarily tropical fruit or not necessarily berries.
I see. Okay. So there was a question posed as well. Like, what if I'm allergic to nuts? Can I change the toppings as well apart from the base?
Okay, yeah. So if you are allergic to nuts, then you just omit the nuts from the topping. Then you can go more of the other toppings like the seeds or the oatmeal or the sliced fruits or the mint leaf, granola, coconut flakes. There's still etc. of the toppings that we're shared just now. So don't worry too much about the nuts. Then go for a variety of the other toppings according to your preference.
Okay, sounds like it's actually quite flexible. You can choose the types of base ingredients and as well as the toppings. So go according to probably your preference or whichever is available in your country.
Yes.
So you can choose according to your liking. So next question by Mr. Lim. Sorry, ML Lim. So let's say I go to make a 2 bowl like today. One of the recipe you for 2 person. I want to do for 2 person. But if I can't finish, can I leave it for overnight?
Okay. So for demonstration purpose, this is for 2 packs. So if you want to produce less, actually it's just half of the recipe, and you can actually use a smaller bowl. But let's just say that if you're already prepared and you cannot finish, yes, you can store it in the refrigerator, but try to finish within the next day. Try not to keep too long. So keep in the fridge. And let's say if you want to keep it for even longer, then you might have to put it in the freezer instead. So by the time when you want to eat it, you just let it defrost a while in the room temperature, then you can eat it. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So meaning if I have left over, I can either freeze it or chill it, and then the
Yeah.
next day, I can still eat it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So there's another question asked by Zeni again. So the participant asked, is it healthy if I would like to add honey to one of the recipe?
So actually, in this recipe, we are not using any added refined sugar because the reason why is because a lot of the fresh fruits, they already contain natural fruit sugar. So it's enough to sweeten your smoothie bowl. But let's just say that if you feel like you want to add a bit of honey, okay, but you just try to control the amount, like just a little bit. Some people do like to drizzle a bit of honey on top of the smoothie bowl. You are allowed to do that. Just remember that honey is also a refined sugar you can use, but just control the amount.
I see. So the keyword is in moderation if you would like to
Yes.
use
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah,
I
because
see.
yeah, a lot of the fresh fruits is also quite sweet already.
Ah, I see. Okay. So perhaps the next question I ask for myself. So can diabetic patients eat today's recipe as well?
Okay, so fruits are actually very rich in fiber, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and phytochemicals. And if you're diabetic, you are still allowed to eat fruits, a variety of fruits, but in moderation. So the current recommendation for a typical adult with diabetes is about 2 servings per day. Okay, so if you're interested in making this smoothie bowl, there are some things that you may want to pay attention to. That means number one, you try to limit the amount of your sweet fruits to just 1 serving. And then the other thing is that you can try to increase the other important thing will be to increase the vegetable that you blend in. That will increase your fiber intake and to help you to control your blood sugar. So limit your fruits, increase your leafy vegetable, and also increase the protein, the nuts, and the seeds. So that will be better. It's more recommended, the recommended balance if you are wanting to control your blood sugar. Another thing is that for if you are concerned about blood sugar, the topping, you probably want to focus less on the fruits. Small amount is okay, but probably it will be better to focus more on the nuts and seeds and the other toppings will be better.
I see. Okay. So sounds like even I'm diabetic, I actually have
Yeah.
choices. I can choose over more nuts, more leafy vegetables, and reduce on the fruits portion.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So at least the diabetic patients they can also enjoy this recipe as well. Okay, so we have another question by Miss Ong. Where can we buy pure matcha powder? Is that a difference between a pure and blended
Pure
matcha
matcha
powder?
powder. I think this one you can get in not all but some of the supermarkets or
Mhm.
probably a Japanese store or some of the baking store.
I see. Okay.
Baking ingredient store, they will usually have this matcha powder
Mm.
or a Japanese grocery.
I
Yeah.
see.
So this is without sugar. It's just 100% matcha.
Okay. So remember to go and purchase the matcha powder at any grocery stores or bakery stores, is it?
Bake those that sell baking ingredients.
Ah, I see. Okay. So you can get the matcha powder from there, lah. So I hope we have answered your questions. So if you have any questions about recipe or about nutritional value, please feel free to ask us. So this is also the time that Stephanie can answer some of the inquiries online. Okay, next. Oh, okay. So there's a lot. So there's a lot of participants who actually want to come view up close with the
Oh,
recipe, but not to worry because at the end of the talk show, right, we will, we will take a photo of the beautiful recipe that I see here. So not to worry, we will post it online, and then you can have a better view of the recipe online as well. Okay. So yeah. So Susanna, I think we managed to answer where to purchase the matcha powder just now. Yep. Okay, so there's another question by posted by her. Do I have to add water before mixing? Mixing the ingredients.
oh.
I think it's in the blender. If I need to add water, how much water should I be adding?
Okay. Actually, the water is not really necessary because it may make it very too liquidy and too watery. But again, the texture and consistency is up to your personal preference. If you do prefer it to be more watery, then probably water. But usually for smoothie, you can also consider to add a bit of ice cube if you would like.
Oh.
So to give it a more like a smoothie type of a texture.
Okay.
So there's no right or wrong to this. Water or not, ice or not, is up to your preference of what texture and consistency that you like. So this water and ice doesn't really affect the nutritional content of this.
I see, that's cool. So adding, you can either add ice or water to it, right? Okay. So I think this smoothie bowl is actually very nice in warm weather, tropical country like
Yes.
us, you know. So it helps to cool us down as well. Because at times it can really be very warm, right?
For a hot sunny afternoon, it's probably a nice dessert.
Okay, so Julie asked another question. Just wonder if patients who are undergoing or completed chemotherapy, can they take raw vegetables in this matcha?
So actually, for some of the patients who are undergoing chemotherapy, so not all, but some of you, some of them, if they are undergoing chemotherapy, their immunity may be weaker. So maybe your oncologist has advised you to avoid raw food. The main reason he's advising you to do so is he's concerned about any because if the vegetable is raw, that means to say the microorganism has not been killed yet. So um, in worry of low immunity situation, we may get some foodborne illnesses from there. So if you are interested to do this recipe, you want to add vegetables, but you feel worried about it being raw, one thing you can do is very easy. You either just you take the before blending the vegetable, you can blanch it with hot water. It's sort of to kill the bacteria or microorganism. Otherwise, you can steam it. So see what is your preference. Maybe you want to steam it or you just blanch it with hot water first, just for the food hygiene and safety side, and then proceed to blending.
I see. Okay. So to answer her question, I see. Not only in smoothie, right? In general, if let's say the doctor advise you to take raw vegetables, I guess Stephanie's advice is quite cool that you can either blanch the vegetable and or
Steam or
steam it.
blanch, yeah.
Yeah, blanch it. So you can still enjoy your vegetables, not only in smoothie. You can still eat vegetables, your heart's content. So hope that we managed to answer your this question. So we actually have a couple of questions actually. Okay, so we hope, Judy, we managed to answer your questions. So please feel free to ask any more questions if you have questions in terms of ingredients or how much ingredients you like to do. Okay, so thank you for those participants who really like the recipe. Oh, so okay, so another participant who asked this question by Doris: Can cancer patient eat Greek yogurt?
Yeah, sure you can. Yeah, sure you can. So maybe if let's say maybe some of you have heard before that oh your cancer patient you cannot take yogurt because of the probiotics, but actually if you commercially buy those yogurt, they are actually pasteurized. Pasteurized meaning to say they already kill the harmful microorganisms. Yeah, then only they add the probiotics. So if you're on chemo and if your immunity is low and you're concerned about all these live cultures, the recommendation is that when you want to get a yogurt, get a pasteurized yogurt, right? Don't go for like somebody make yogurt at home and they share to you, then that we do not know whether if it's safe or not. Yeah.
So in short, we don't take yogurts from unknown sources.
Yeah, like it's not pasteurized, it's not regulated. So, but commercially, if you go to supermarket, it's usually pasteurized, means they kill the harmful microorganisms already.
I see. I'm not too sure whether is this a common question asked by cancer fighters that can I take probiotics? Can I take yogurt?
Yeah, it's one of the common questions.
Questions.
Yeah.
Okay. So cool. So hope that we have answered this question, Miss Doris. Okay, another question asked by Rosalind. mistake. Can we not freeze the fruits? The primary concern is glucose level will go up if the fruits are frozen. So this is actually a question asked by her. So actually she asked two questions.
Actually, whether we freeze the fruit or we don't freeze the fruit, the sugar content will be still exactly the same. The nutrient content will still be exactly the same. So for this recipe, whether you want to freeze or not, I would say can also, both also can. Why we freeze is because the name is smoothie, so you want to you want it to have a very icy smoothie texture. But if you don't want to freeze it, then it's like a regular blended drink. So yeah, there's no right and wrong to that, according to your preference. But yeah, don't worry because freezing doesn't increase the sugar, so not to worry about that.
Okay, so I guess Stephanie also answered one of the myths or misconception about fruits, whether they are being frozen, the sugar level also go up. So it's a good opportunity that you have highlight this this piece of information. Okay, that's cool. So personally, I think I would like frozen fruits. Okay. Wow. Okay. So thank you for more participants. Actually, a lot of people really like the recipes, and I think they will go and do it themselves. So
Very easy.
yeah. So another question. Oh, this question is about can we make more to freeze? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by make more to freeze. Do you mean by fruits, or do you mean by the portion of this thing, the food?
Right. So let's say if you're talking about the end product, then you want to freeze ahead. Yeah, it's absolutely okay if you want to freeze ahead. But let's say if you put it in the chiller, like the refrigerator, is try to eat it soon, like just in one day. But if you put it in the freezer compartment, then you can freeze it for quite some longer time. So it's more. It can be like a substitute for your ice cream as well.
Ah, that's cool. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, so if you don't want to buy ice cream that's so high in sugar or fats out there, then you can probably do this and then freeze it, so it can be a substitute for your ice cream or desserts.
Okay. I think it's cool. Sometimes we want to just make a portion of it, and then we take it on later. Whenever we feel like eating. So sometimes patients undergoing through chemotherapy, they might not have really appetite, but they can take small portions. Here comes another question. Can I replace this recipe as my main meal then? I don't eat my main meal. I eat the smoothie bowl.
So typically this smoothie bowl is more like a breakfast recipe. So you can have this as a breakfast. Or otherwise, if like say on dinner time, maybe sometimes you don't feel like you want to have a meal that is too heavy or oily, then this can be a substitute for a dinner as well, because quite balanced. You have a fruit, vegetable, protein, and the healthy fats from the nuts and seeds, and it's also with the fiber. So can be your breakfast, or yeah, actually can be lunch, can be dinner also.
Oh, okay. Meaning I can eat three times like something as a main meals for this smoothie bowl. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Okay. So so I think you just answered our questions, because there was a participant who asked, can I eat this smoothie bowl before bed? So I guess you say you can eat before bed, meaning I think suppose it's like a supper.
If supper wise, then maybe you need to control the portion. Yeah, maybe not probably not this one is this one pack that we are saying is like for a main meal. So if it's like a snack, then probably just half of the one pack. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't think we will also recommend that before bed you go and eat eat food, right? And you're going to feel very full. Perhaps
perhaps a few hours before bedtime.
Yeah, perhaps you won't feel comfortable after you eating some food. So I also want to add on is because it's a chilled food, right? Perhaps patients who undergo chemotherapy, right? Sometimes they have oral mucositis, which is also mean that oral ulcer. I think the chilled portion can also kind of smoothen the ulceration that they have. So I think patients who are undergoing chemotherapy, unfortunately, do have oral ulcer. they can also try this as well because it's a very chilled
so the
recipe.
frozen fruit or popsicle, you can sort of like numb the pain in your oral ulcers. They, like you said, they usually tolerate well something that is a cooling and so it's very probably if you have oral ulcers, then not so much of the toppings, but just the smooth part of the smoothie bowl.
Okay, that's cool. So I think due to the time constraint, we can also only answer a few questions. Let's see what other question do they have. Oh yeah, okay. We managed to answer some of the questions just now in summary. Like, can it be a substitute for main meal or lunch or dinner? I think you just answered that. Yeah. Oh, so Patricia actually asked, is there any substitute for yogurt?
Okay, so for yogurt, you can either go for if you don't want yogurt, you can also go for a low-fat milk, or you can go for a soya milk, or you can also go for almond milk or hazelnut milk. Any other plant-based milk would do it. So this is up to you. They are equivalent in the sense that they're the same category, same category.
I see.
So, but if you're talking about the plant-based milk, only soya milk is considered high protein. Almond milk and hazelnut milk, they are relatively quite low in protein. But I understand that maybe if you're not open to taking yogurt, then these are some of the choices of substitutes.
Okay, so there are actually alternatives. So Stephanie has also mentioned in terms of protein level as well. If you need more protein, then you have to take.
If you want higher protein from a plant-based source, then soya will be a better choice because soya is a high quality protein among all the plant food. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see. We can answer one more last question. Thank you, Brenda, for the compliments. Let's see one last question we have for today. What? So Stephanie, maybe you can share with us what are the nutritional benefits from today's smoothie bowls.
Okay. So this recipe is mainly fruit, vegetable, protein, and healthy fats from nuts and seeds. So knowing that fruits and vegetables, they are rich source of dietary fiber, and dietary fiber is good for, in the sense that it gives us the feeling of fullness, satisfaction from eating, controls our blood sugar, lowers our blood cholesterol, and reduces our risk for colorectal cancer. And by using a colorful variety of fruits and vegetables, it's also very rich in antioxidants, phytochemicals, and which probably when you have listened to some of our previous talks, we have shared with, we have encouraged this many times, go eat a rainbow diet because this rich in antioxidants and phytochemicals helps to lower the risk of many cancers. And then we have included some nuts and seeds because nuts and seeds are actually a good source of protein, nutrients, and it also is also cholesterol lowering. And as for the protein portion, we have chosen yogurt for its source of protein, calcium, and also probiotics, and a bit of whole grains. So it's basically for the fruit, vegetable, nuts, seeds, protein, and the whole grains. So these are the nutritional benefits, and it's also very, very low salt and low fat, low cholesterol. So yeah, this is all the healthy ingredients that we have incorporated into our smoothie bowl.
Okay, looks like it's like a Super Bowl to me. Sounds like a Super Bowl to me. You can have a lot of prevention. It lowers all the chronic illnesses like cholesterol and sugars, and you can replace main meals. So I would highly recommend that you guys go and try out and whip up this smoothie bowl. One last question. I think just now Miss Stephanie has answered whether granola can be a substitute. I guess it's whichever you like to replace as a topping can be done. So it's actually up to your preference.
Granola can be one of the toppings. Yeah.
Okay, so let's put our hands together and thank Stephanie today for the wonderful recipe that she has whipped up for us today. So in case if you would like to ask me Andrew, is the recipe bilingual? What if I want the recipe in Mandarin? Yes, please go to our website and you can download from the e-recipe book. It is in bilingual, so 有英文的也有华语的 so there's 2 languages inside. So you can whip out, the language does not really deter us from making a nutritious and good food. So before we end our talk today, I'd like to just showcase and announce what exciting programs and health talks we have for the next month. So for the next month, we have acupuncture. What is role? What does it do in cancer recovery? We are very honored to have invited Xie Yi Shi, so she will come on board and talk to us, provide information. How does acupuncture helps in cancer recovery? So the talk will be in Mandarin. So it will be same time. So stay tuned. So for the following health talk on the 4th week of November, the topic will be about sarcoma. What is sarcoma? What are the signs and symptoms? How do we recognize, or what are the treatments available? We are also very honored to have invited Dr. Mark that come on board and teach us, and we learn about what is sarcoma. So it will be at the same timing. So please remember to like and share today's video so that more people can benefit from the nutrition and a very simple food that you and I can make ourselves. Okay, so that's today's health talk. Thank you everybody for joining us today for the health talk. So the recipes and pictures will be posted on Facebook. So thank you.